How to make a good week even better. The Hibs fans were on top of the world after their cup win at Ibrox, and while they weren't exactly top of the league after last night's game, they would feel their side has rediscovered that invincible quality of earlier in the season. 19 minutes gone when Killen scored his second goal in 3 games, as untidy as you'll get, but another notched up for the former Oldham striker. Riordan once again underlined the fact that he's still at Hibs and still committed to the cause. And after being dumped inside the area, he took the penalty himself to give Hibs a handy 2-goal cushion. For Livingston, it was looking all too familiar in the back of 5 league defeats, how they would have welcomed a better outcome from Jason Dair's efforts. It was the calm before the storm for the Hibs manager, and those storm clouds were gathering over the Livingston players as the goals rained in after the break. The second half was 3 minutes in when Riordan fed Garry O'Connor for the goal that sealed the points. There would be no way back now for a side that hadn't scored more than 2 goals in any game this season and whose defence was crumbling against a Hibs onslaught. Harold Pinxten isn't the first and won't be the last defender to be beaten by the pace of Ivan Sproule, but anticipation didn't turn into celebration for Hibs thanks to Greg Strong's intervention. And the Irishman was left to wonder how he missed, as it became a case of damage limitation for the visitors. A bad night simply got worse as the Lions had their claws clipped and teeth pulled before being mauled themselves. Between them, Sproule and Riordan set up number 4, with the defence once more in disarray. Sproule again unable to find the net. No problems for Riordan and no problems for Hibs. Even when Livi did venture forward enough for Robert Snodgrass to have a sniff at goal, he was unable to find the net for what would have been no more than a consolation. And there would be no consolation for Dave MacKay, who nicked the ball into his own net from a Stephen Glass corner. A steely stare, the only contribution from his goalkeeper, who was left totally helpless as the ball came off the knee of his teammate, to continue a miserable night for Paul Lambert's men. 5 up and cruising. It would have been worse for Livingston if not for Roddy McKenzie. He managed to pull off a couple of saves to deny Killen and then Riordan. No great satisfaction for those saves, more grim determination to uphold professional pride from the keeper, and pride was at stake for Livi, who were being torn apart every time Hibs came forward. Riordan and then Glass queuing up for pot shots, finding row double Z instead of the net. But if Livi felt they had got over the worst, well, worse was to follow. A minute to go, and Stephen Fletcher let fly. Hibs have twice responded with a run of form after losing 4 goals to Hearts, and they now have their city rivals in their sights as they look for a second place finish. And they were looking out the record books before the end, as Hibs and Fletcher added another to equal the record SPL score. There will be no comfort for Livingston to know that the result was still 15 goals short of Hibs' club record of 22 against 42nd Highlanders back in 1881.